2.7 million Americans served in the Vietnam War between 1964 and 1973. It was the most unpopular war in American history, but this also made Washington motivated to portray the war as a multinational effort. America leveraged her allies to help both materially and politically. More than 400,000 troops from different nationalities fought alongside America. South Korea. People are often surprised to learn the majority of non-Americans who fought in Vietnam were South Koreans. 320,000 South Koreans fought in Vietnam. The South Korean military at the time received large funds from America. South Korea had already fought one bloody war in the 20th century against communism and feared the domino effect of the ideology in Southeast Asia. 5,000 South Koreans were killed and 10,000 wounded during the conflict. South Korean forces were part of the brutal counterinsurgency campaign in South Vietnam. There's been a recent movement in South Korea to recognize the crimes during this campaign. Australia. Fearful of rising communism in their backyard, Australia was the second largest contributor of troops after South Korea. 61,000 Australians served, including special forces, airborne, medical, armored units, naval forces, and even Canberra bombers. 521 Australians were killed, with 3,000 injured during the nation's 10-year involvement in the war. The Philippines deployed 10,000 troops in support of the Saigon government between 1964 and 1969. Filipino casualties were minimal. The war was extremely unpopular in the Philippines, and operations were limited to medical and logistical support. New Zealand contributed by sending 3,800 troops, including artillery units, engineers, and medical personnel. Even the nation's SAS, Special Air Service, were sent. Kiwi pilots also flew with the Australian Air Force during the conflict. 37 New Zealanders were killed, 187 wounded during their 8-year involvement. Large protests over the war at home were common. Thailand involved its Queen's Cobra Battalion. Thailand and Vietnam were major historical rivals in Southeast Asia, and conflicts between the nations would extend past the Vietnam War, including border clashes with neighboring Cambodia, which was invaded by Vietnamese forces in 1979. Taiwan, having the longest history of fighting communism in Asia, was one of the earliest supporters of the Saigon government. They provided transport aircraft and hundreds of special forces starting in 1961, and provided support for the next 11 years. 25 Taiwanese died in action in Vietnam. Canada. Though Canada did not officially contribute soldiers, and the Canadian public was largely against the war, Canada supplied America with more than $2.5 billion worth of war material during the conflict. Canada was manufacturing everything, from uniforms to Agent Orange. Upwards to 30,000 Canadians further enlisted in the American Army. Peter C. Lemon, born in Toronto, won the Medal of Honor in 1970 for his actions during the conflict. Alright, I'm Johnny. Thanks for watching this quick brief on America's allies during the Vietnam War. There were a few more clandestine contributions from other countries. It's a broad subject, so please add any info you like in the comments section. Like and subscribe to support the channel, and we'll see you next time.